Greetings, fellow space nerds, humans of Earth, and beyond. I'm Cornelius, back again with more Starfield shipbuilding. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I am an addicted builder of fighting ships in this game of Starfield. I do my best to post new builds at least once a week, and very much enjoy interacting with all of you. Today, I've got build number 125, OCELOT, a Class C destroyer, and the newest addition to the GRIZZLY GEARS Privateers fleet. GGP handles security, convoy escort, and direct action missions for the GRIZZLY GEARS Astroneering Group. This bird is heavily inspired by my favorite ship manufacturer of the Star Citizen universe, Roberts Space Industries. Known for their many military contracts and their bold angular ship designs, the OCELOT very much reminds me of a RSI creation. Maybe a strange three-way love child between a Polaris, Zeus, and a Galaxy? Depending on which angle I'm looking at this ship, I get all of those vibes. Either way, this has been a special ship for me. I've actually had it complete for several months, but I just wasn't ready to post it because I wasn't ready to let it go. But I have since created multiple new favorite birds, so it's time to show this one off. I hope you like it. Let's check her out. Something about the angles on this bird just does something for me. The gradual slope from bow to stern, that flat wedge if you're looking at it from the side, but these Trinity parts really allow some sweet angles. This engine setup with these nacelles, man, there just isn't a bad angle of this ship. Sometimes with my builds, they don't look too good from the side or from the front or etc. This bird, I haven't found a bad angle. I mean, look at that. I don't care who you are, that's freaking sick. I mean, yeah, I'm talking on my own builds here, but objectively, this ship just does something for me in a way that not all ships do, unfortunately. I mean, look at that profile. Damn, I love this ship. She's rocking the new GGP livery as well. I've been having a lot of fun trying to find the perfect sunburst orange, and I think this is the one. Dark gray, sunburst orange, and a white stripe up front. I'm liking that a lot. Let's give this interior a look. Now, because of the design and the fact that I use the Matilija 3-deck reactor, this 5-deck elevator only has 3 stops. So there is nothing on the 2nd floor, and there is nothing on the 4th floor. All of our living space and workspace is on the 3rd floor, but we're going to go up to the 5th to check out the docker and our armory / gear room. This is an empty Matilija 1x1 that I built stuffing things in. I like these empty 1x1 Matilijas because they're overall larger on the inside. You can fit larger walls and just generally more stuff. Got our GGP mercs rocking the Praetor suits because they're my favorite. And a moderately equipped armory, as this ship is not primarily intended for delivering fighting folk. This ship is intended for blowing other ships up, plain and simple. Alright, let's check out our main floor. And here's our Matilija reactor. Definitely added a good amount of screens, some control desks. It's definitely a solid foundation to add stuff to. Here's the 2x2 Deimos engineering hab. There's our grav drive and a Matilija shield booster. I've said it multiple times and I'll keep saying it. This is my favorite engineering hab, vanilla. Very well done. Here's our first crew area. This is a Falkland 2x1 crew hab. Really not much to add to these Falkland habs, they are that good. And here's a custom med bay. This is another 1x1 empty Matilija hab. And what's cool about these Matilija habs is, as I mentioned earlier, you can fit larger things in them, like this med table. Unfortunately, it will not fit in other manufacturers' empty habs. Sweet, now we're healed. And over here we've got a stasis pod. It serves the same purpose as the med bed in the other room, just a different aesthetic. All I added in these Falkland habs is just a couple of decorative bits. Put some accoutrement in the bathroom and some other small panels here and there. And back out here in the lift area, I made a small laundry room because it's just wasted space. So why not have laundry on the ship? And heading over to the starboard side, this is 3x1 empty. I think it's either a Stroud or a Deimos all in one. And I put my touches on There's a little secure gear room. And here's the mess hall. This crew leaving all these doors open. This is a rather different version of me decorating out a kitchen area. Well, this little refrigerated pantry area isn't pretty new, but I did make a coffee bar, which is a first. I think it came out pretty good. And over here is the crew gym. This is the GRIZZLY crew gym, the 1x1 Nova. Rather well done. Didn't have to add much. Back into the 2x2 Deimos engineering hab, and off to the starboard side is our Falklands 1x1 captain's hab, which I added some captain-esque touches. A few special blasters. Can't go wrong with a good shotty. These Falkland habs are great. They really are. I can't wait to see what the mod author has in store for us. Here's a Matilda pass-through with internal windows to our fuel cells. So I thought this up as like a fuel system monitoring hab. And now we enter into more Falkland. This is the 1x1 engine room, but I'm headcanoning it as like a shield booster room maybe, since it's nowhere close to the engines. And over here is the 1x1 control room. The Falkland mod comes with a 1x1 control room, and what we're standing in now, a 2x1 control room. So we can think of the smaller one as like a map room or something. And here's the bridge. This is the Kestrel 300. It's the same bridge on my previous build, the Onyx Cinder. I have pretty much replaced all of my Stroud Viking cockpits with this one, simply because it's a much more efficient use of the space. And it's freaking awesome. Alright, let's build it. Alright, we know the drill. Step 1. Walkable spaces, habs, the bridge, the bay, and the docker. We also have our Matilda reactor here, since you can walk through it. This is not a super complex design, so I'll leave you to it, and I'll see you in the next step. Step 2, the bow. The merging isn't super complex here. We are going to be merging some of these decorative reactors. Trying to get better with greebling. It's sort of an afterthought sometimes, and I'm trying to get better at making ships a little more, I don't know if realistic is the right word, but less smooth, if that makes sense. But this is still pretty simple. These Deimos skegs are attaching to the Intelliga armor plates, respectively. Would not be a GRIZZLY Gears build without armor trim pieces, right? These are 6 attached to each other on either side, which when put around the bridge like this, it makes for a rather well armored look, which well, I have to say is damn cool. Alright, step 3. I orientated this build a little differently. We're just going to be working our way to the stern, kind of chunk by chunk. So this, I guess you could refer to this as the midsection, but we've got our Matilda direct fire heavy autocannons. We've got our shield here, our first set of gear, and some structural bits. Here with the dorsal and ventral Matilda cannons, you actually do not have to use that shroud riser. You could just mount the cannon and the equipment plate to the top of the decorative reactor. But I chose to do it the more difficult way. You don't have to. And before we add that top section, this is the creation of our fuel cell room. So this is the Nova reactor and the Matilda fuel cells just merged into the same slot. And then we put these pieces outside of the Matilda passway with the windows there. Pretty sweet. a whole lot of one of my main design principles, as above, so below on this one. The symmetry is, it's not 100% in every direction, but I leaned on that design philosophy heavy. Very happy with the way it came out, but essentially if you get the top of this ship right, just invert all of it and then the bottom's going to be there. Same with port and starboard, and with our engine nacelles once we get there. Step 4. I guess you could call this wings. The ship doesn't really have wings, but this is just the midline extended all the way aft, since the rest of the ship builds up and builds down from the midline. Now we've got some TIG bracket ports here, and then I attached our Matilija flat cannons. There are some Avon Tech equipment kind of parts similar to these TIG ones, but I like the look of them for this setup. I think it came out pretty sweet. All 6 of the engine nacelles are very similar. These 2 being the ones that are attached directly to the midline. Alright, she's coming together. Step 5. This is going to be the rest of our gear and essentially all of the lower structural parts. We've also got our grab drive as well. I did leave one side intact for reference since they do mirror each other completely. If you can get one side, just mirror it on the other. Now this is the main attachment point for our kind of extended nacelles on the bottom and the top. They are just reversed, so the two outermost nacelles on the bottom are identical, as well as the two on the top are identical to each other. But basically all the same bits here to get the same look. With the exception that there is a Nova bracer in these outer ones, which is not there on the two already installed. These Deimos bumpers were late addition. Originally, and for most of this ship's life, just the Stroud vertical bracer was the attachment method, and it still technically is, but the this arrangement of the Deimos bumpers, I think, merges the attachment a lot better. It kind of gives more of a strengthened, fused look instead of just having that Stroud bracer just being the only thing sticking out, connecting to the nacelle. I wanted these Avon tanks to poke out from the ship structure a little bit, like that. So I just merged it in there with that equipment plate, and I think it came out quite good. I like using those Avon tanks as like ammunition drums, so kind of keep them close to the guns that they're feeding, which they are right next to the flat cannons, so it makes sense. We've also got our last pair of gear merged into the bottom here. You could always just merge this particular set of gear into one of the other already gears. That's not words. If you didn't want to have this set of gear offset a bit from the already ones, my words are not wording right now. Use whatever gear you want. Alright, step 6, our main cargo area. I kind of merged all of the cargo except for one of the small holds, and those 4 smaller holds up in the bow, all in this back section against the elevator. And one of these is decorative, just to save on weight, and I wasn't super concerned about cargo with this build. I wanted to keep the mobility higher, but you do whatever you want. Step 7. This is just going to be the essentially mirrored image of the structural bits underneath, now up here on the top. I really like the textures on these new-ish Matilija ramp support pieces. It's kind of like built-in greebling almost, but it looks really good. Now this set of Deimos spines is attaching to the top of that armor trim piece in order to get this merge with the rest of the the small radio tower area how I wanted it. So it is connecting to that trim plate. These Nova radiators were also a late addition to the build in my attempt to improve on greebling and textural bits. But I really like this feature and the way it came out. It's I don't know why I didn't think of something like this already, but here it is now. You've done it. One of my most favoritist ships to date is now yours. Let's take her for a combat tour. If you made it this far, hell yeah, you rock. Thank you. We are so close to that 1K sub goal, and I have something special. I have been building an absolute beast of a 1K ship special, which I think we will be seeing very soon. So thank you all again for that. As far as this build goes, damn, does it look good. This legit was my favorite ship for at least 2 months. But as I said in the intro, I have created new, more cooler things. But that doesn't take away from this bird's awesomeness. I actually started this build when the Trinity mod first dropped, so that's how long it's been floating around in my star yard. But these angles and this overall shape, damn. I mean, this is just a fantastic looking bird. I've got one more Star Wars build that is completed. That should come after our 1K special, and several other original designs that I am having a whole lot of fun with. So the creativity has no end. At least I can't see one. Building these ships has just been it's just been a hell of a lot of fun. And what's wrong with that, right? To all of you who stick around and deal with my madness, thank you all so very much. Cornelius. You can find me in the Star Yard